Alright, so we're going to start off with static holds. So we're checking on that position. Firstly, looking for a front support. Fingers pointing forward, so pointing fingers pointing forwards. Elbows must be straight. Shoulders in that angry cat position. So we're holding that position, angry cat. Hips should be straight, so I don't want to see bottom sticking out, sagging our body. Shoulders directly over our hands, angry cat, bottom tucked under, and heels squeezing tight together. So we're going to start off in a front support, go directly through to a side support, to rear support, and other side support. For today, 20 seconds hold in each position. So we're getting ready for that front support first. We're going to make our way through each of them without stopping. Starting in the front support, we're ready, set, go. Elbows straight, heels squeezing together in angry cat, looking just out in front of you, so not head tucked under, but looking out in front. Heels squeezing, bottom tucked under. Try and keep that bottom squeezed, pushing up through your shoulders, so our body's rigid. Holding for the full 20 seconds. We turn to side support. If you can, do feet together. If you need to, you can put one foot in front of the other. Arm up high to make it more difficult, and hips pushing up. Trying to hold that whole time for 20 seconds again. Holding, pushing up again, arm squeezing straight, pushing up through your shoulder. Into rear support, hand behind you, fingers pointing sideways or backwards, hips pushed up, squeezing heels, pushing up as high as we can. Again, going for 20 seconds. Keep it squeezing. Keeping hips up through the whole position. Heel squeeze, try and push your toes all the way down to the floor. And turning to the other side straight away. Hands stay still, feet together. Arm up if you can. Pushing up through your hips, up through your shoulder. Keep it holding for the full 20 seconds. Keep it going. Keep it going. And rest. Alright, so our goal is to get through each of those positions without stopping. We're going to make our way back in a moment, starting in front support and rolling through each of those positions. 20 seconds for each. See if you can keep your hips up for the whole time. In between, we can stretch our wrists, hands turned under, hands turned outwards, hands turned inwards. Loosening up our shoulders. So we want to be able to hold each of those positions without stopping. We'll start again in 20 seconds, ready to go again. Trying to keep that position, hip squeezed tight. No rest. Can you turn to each of those positions without resting? Up in 10 seconds. Hands shoulder width apart, starting in front support. If you're going to make it harder, we can try it with feet pointed this time. Ready, set, go. Holding front support, heels together. Angry cat, and head looking slightly in front. Squeezing your heels together, squeezing your butt cheeks together. Pushing up through the angry cat. We're trying to hold for the full 20 seconds with no rest. Holding, pushing up tall the whole time. Don't stop. And turn to side support. Arm by side if you need to. Arm up to make it a little bit harder. Holding for 20 seconds. Stretching fingers, no claws. Stretching fingers, fingers together. Keep pushing up strong. Hips up as high as your elbow. Keep it going. Ready to turn to rear support. Hands behind. Hips up high, feet pointed. Try and get your hips as high as your elbows. Pushing up through your shoulders. Looking forwards or up to the ceiling, but not back. Up to the ceiling or forwards a little bit. Keep going for the full 20 seconds. Hips pushing up high. Nearly there. And change to side support. Again, arm up high. Feet together. Fingers squeezed together. Holding that position. Keep it holding. Keep it holding. Looking straight ahead. And rest. Good job. So we've been through 2 holds. One turning one way and one turning the other way. Give our wrists a little stretch. And our shoulders as well. If your shoulders are getting tight, we can try and stretch them back the opposite way. Leaning across. Or with hands behind your back. Fingers pointing forwards. Bending your elbows for that stretch. You move in circles, same as we do in our general warm-up. Hands behind and try and slide forwards as well. So again, we're stretching through the front of our shoulders. Pull chest back for more. We can roll through in that position as well. Alright, so we've got the holds in the positions, and we're going to practice rolling between the two positions, from front support to rear support. So we're going to start off in front support, turning to rear support, back to front support, other rear support, back to front support. So from side to side. Our goal is to do 5 on each side. We'll start in 10 seconds, holding front support first. Just have to show the position. I don't mind whether we're holding for 5 seconds, 3 seconds, but just show the position. So front support, heels together, looking forwards. If you'd like to, you can turn this hand a little bit inwards first. And then I'm going to roll over, keeping hips up high, pushing up tall. Come back to front support. Turn the other hand in and turn over, keeping hips up high. And back to front support. So it's 1 on each side. Turn in, turn over, and back. Turn in, turn over, and back. It's 2 on each side. Turn in, hips up high, turn over, back to front support, turn in, reaching over, hips up tall. 3, back to front support, turn in, turning over, hips up high, and back, turn in, reaching over. 4, turn in, and over, back to front support, turn in, reaching over, and back to front support. 5. So we do that same activity, turning over, but this time we're going to start in rear support and turn to front support on each side. So again, give your wrists that stretch, turning hands under. You can make a fist as you turn them out as well to get more stretch through the outside. So keeping that fist tight will give more stretch. You can try with open fist or closed fist and feel that extra stretch through the back of your arm. This time we're going to start in rear support and turn over. So I'd like, if you can, in rear support this time, hands either outwards or hands turn backwards, so we can turn directly to front support without having to change our hand position. We start with them with hands pointing backwards. We don't have to move our hands. You might find it puts a bit more pressure through your elbows if it's too much. Turn your hands outwards in rear support and just finish the front support with your hands in. So give that a try. So in rear support, hips up high. We turn over to front support, so show that position, hips up high each time. Over to front support, and back to rear support. Over to front support, and back to rear support. So that's 1 on each side. Front support, rear support, front support, rear support. 2 on each side. Front support, rear support, front support, rear support. 3. Front support, rear support, hips up high in the rear support, front support, rear support. 4. Front support, rear support, front support, rear support. 5. I think that was 5. I might have miscounted. 5 times. We've done our rolling over through each of those positions and keeping our hips up high. Our last one, we're looking at our pushing strength in front of us and also in behind us. So for a push-up position, push-up position is the same as that front support, holding hips tight. But our goal is to lower our body down without losing that shape all the way to the floor and push all the way back up again. Now our goal is to get from at least 5, maybe up to 10 in a row. So if you're finding that difficult, it might be better to find a couch or even a smaller mat. Something that allows your weight to be inclined a little bit. So in holding that front support, I can lower down to touch my chest and all the way back up again. Whichever level I choose, I want to be able to hold and get through at least 5 reps. More is better. Up to 10. If you can easily do 20, you need to make it harder for yourself. So in this example, I'm going to put the chairs out. One hand on each chair, holding your front support. To choose your level. I'm going to try and get through to 10. Choose a level that you can get through to that many. So holding front support, chin is up, looking forwards, bottom squeezed, holding my body shape as I lower down and push all the way back up. 1, holding that shape, lower down. 2, lower down. 3, lowering down. 4, holding that shape the whole time, all the way down and all the way back up again. 4, 5, make sure your bottom stays tucked under. As I push up, my chest leads the way, don't let it sag, pushing up. 6, 7, holding the angry cat. 8, keep your head up looking in front of you as you're pushing up. 9, and 10, last one. Good job. So that's pushing in front of us. We now also need to build up strength pushing behind us. I'm going to use the same setup with the chairs here, just because it's easy for me to do. I keep finding my son's marbles all over the floor. Make sure you check your mats first as well. So with the hands behind me this time, I'm going to put my hands on the edge of the chair just because it's a bit more comfortable for my wrists. I don't mind if it's in the middle or turned sideways, it doesn't bother me too much. Feet are out in front. So this time I'm going to try and sit down to the floor. So you can see my elbows are behind me now. So pointing backwards. I don't want to be this way, my hands in front. I want my shoulders in front but my elbows behind and pushing back up. So holding that position, I'll let you guys get set up with your chairs. It works on the side of a couch as well, the same thing. I'm going to use the chairs so my body can go between the chairs. So I'm going to try for 10 of these ones as well. Feet squeezing together, practice that all the time. Shoulders pushing up for 10 times. So control it down. Even if you can touch your bottom of the ground, don't want you to rest on the floor. Just hold yourself up. 1, pushing up through shoulders. Lower down. 2, lower down, feet squeezing together. Look at them in front of you. 3, so you can see what it feels like to squeeze your feet together. Watch if they relax. Fix them up. 3, lower down. 4, with that control. Lower down with control. Don't let it sit at the bottom. 4, I think I missed one. Lower down. 5, lower down. 6, pushing all the way up the shoulders up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you might find that one hurt the back of your arms a little bit, or strain that. So I'm going to reach up behind my back, as far down behind my back as I can. So I'm stretching this muscle, the back of my arm, my tricep. Makes my arm push straight. So I get a nice stretch down the back of that by bending my elbow down, reaching my elbow up high. While you've got this set up, you might want to have a crack at the harder version. I'll show you, as I said, it's not really expected, but if you want to try it, instead of our feet pushing out in front of us, I can bend my knees up this way and try and lower myself down to almost touch the floor. Push up with my feet, help me back up again. Can you lower yourself down? Slowly. Down. As I said, that's a much harder version. But if you want to have a play with it, there's certainly no harm in that. If you've got a parallel bar set up, then definitely jump in and have a go at that. Don't forget those shoulder stretches across your shoulder, reaching down behind your back, or for our chest. Now we had our shoulder stretch we did before, with hands behind you, sliding forwards, or we can lie down on your belly, with arms out and reaching across, getting that stretch across the front of my chest, just like we do in our general warm-up program as well. Alright, so that's our support program. Good luck with that. As I said, this is our key positions to help us with our double leg circles. If you've got a mushroom, keep having a crack at it, see how you go, but make sure we have our strong positions if we want to succeed in the double leg circles.